We're here in sunny Bergen in Norway, the world's third largest exporter of oil and gas and the largest oil producer in Europe. So it's not a surprise that it's home to the world's largest test facility for carbon capture and storage, or CCS. CCS technologies capture carbon dioxide from fossil fuel power stations, transport it via ships or pipelines, and store it deep underground in depleted oil and gas fields. It's a key technology that could help the world meet its carbon targets, with many estimating CCS could provide a fifth of global emissions reductions by 2050. This is the Technology Center Mongstad, a $1 billion facility which aims to make CCS a global technology. The 63 square kilometer site has a refinery and a gas-fired combined heat and power plant and 2 carbon capture plants, something that makes it unique among CCS facilities around the world. The plants can capture 80,000 tons of carbon emissions from the refinery and 20,000 tons from the gas-fired plant. But what's the science that makes it work? The basic science involves dissolving the carbon dioxide into a nitrogen-rich organic compound called amine.
I will now show you the catch and release in a small scale, what's happening outside the plant. So I will then first take the amine, that is a base. And the base reacts with the CO2, so the amine absorbs CO2. So here you see the temperature. You see now that's 0, and this one is 22.8. I will add the CO2 gas. And you will see while the base absorbs the CO2, the temperature will rise and the weight will increase.
As more carbon dioxide is absorbed, the solution gets darker and heavier.
So you will see it's still blank. But the rich amine in the plant will be this color when it's have been running for a couple of months. So this is rich amine. That means that it's absorbed with CO2. When it has been running for a very, very long time, we will have more like this color.
The process can be reversed by heating up the solution. In the lab, they test that by adding acid.
So now we have the acid, and I will insert the rich amine loaded with CO2. The CO2 now will release from the acid. So now I start injecting, and then you will see that it's releasing CO2. And it happens quite fast.
So that's the science, and it's clearly working. But what's the ultimate aim?
It's to develop the technology together with the supply industry. And the aim is to get down the price and to make sure that the technology will be available at a cost-effective terms in the future. That's the aim. I mean, really, what we are doing here is to test and qualify the technology. But the hope is, of course, that this will materialize and go into a bigger capture unit, like from a power station where you may need to capture 1 million tons of CO2.
Norway is clearly leading the way in CCS testing, and it's proving so successful that the work here at TCM has attracted the attention of global energy companies.
When we run the numbers, we see that fossil is going to remain in the mix for a long time. Gas displacing coal will help with the emission reductions, but carbon capture and storage is really going to be a critical part of the overall energy mix as we go forward to provide low cost, low carbon energy that we can rely on as and when we demand it.
Back in Bergen, that energy demand is clear to see as people go about their daily lives. It's clear fossil fuels are driving this city like many around the globe. But what do the public think about the research that's going on in Mongstad?
We are an oil producing country. We are actually letting loose a lot of CO2. We should actually be capturing everything that we can get hold of.
Yeah, I think that's good for the future. It's good business in the future, and it's also good for the environment. So I think that's a good thing to do.
It's a good project. I think if they could only make it work properly, it's a good thing, and I like that the government pay for new energy or new ways to remove carbon and things like that. I would like them to invest further in those kind of projects if they get them to work.
Eventually, even though they can't agree on when it's going to happen, oil and gas is going to, it's going to run up, and either way, it's not sustainable. So I think we definitely need to put more efforts into finding sustainable, renewable resources of energy.
The Norwegian public are clearly happy to pay for CCS and other green technologies, and unless those in the UK follow suit, it's unlikely we'll be building a CCS facility here anytime soon. Priyanka Shrestha, Energy Live News, Mongstad.